Because we know the yield curve and some of these metrics that we're talking about are just lines on a piece of paper to a lot of people, and trying to make that relatable to real life. And one of the best analogies to understand what a short-term higher yield comparative to a long-term higher yield is when you go to the bank and you're looking at the CD rates. Your 6 to 8 month CD rates are far in excess of those 3, 4, 5 year rates, or even the 1 year rates. And that's some of the things that we've been talking to you folks about as your CDs mature, and should you roll them over, what duration should you be picking, etc. These are the reasons that, or these this is a way to correlate what Eric's talking about with respect to the yield curve to what actually affects an individual investor at the end of the day. And he's talking about it, of course, more in a predictive sense and how it has been a decent indicator of recessions. But when you think about what that means to your pocketbook and to your cash flow, to the interest credits you're receiving, that's really where you're seeing that. And that is kind of a phenomenon. You don't see that very frequently for the most of everybody's life. The longer term CDs pay more than the shorter term, and it makes perfect logical sense that you're tying up your money for longer. You should get a higher premium for that. In this environment that we're in, it is unique in that sense.
Yeah, yeah, and typically when you see the recession take place is when the yield when that relationship corrects itself and starts to become normal again because the Fed is lowering interest rates. So it's but that Paul's example is a great example of that. Your 6 month CD paying you a higher yield than your 1 year CD or your 2 year CD, and that's because people are willing to get less to lock in that rate for a longer term period of time.